Hey, and welcome to Tech Tips, everybody, with me, Jacob, and...
Yeah, I'm Caleb.
Nice! And today we have a GoPro episode. We all know that the GoPros can do multiple lenses that you can switch out, and we already do the macro lens. And now, finally, what has come in the mail?
We have the anamorphic lens for the GoPro Hero 13.
Nice!
And the fun thing about anamorphic is basically with most lenses, you have either spherical or anamorphic. Spherical lenses are perfectly circular and capture the whole range of your sensor. The fun thing anamorphic lets you do is it lets you go even wider with like a wider aspect ratio without cropping the vertical resolution of your sensor. And what that means is basically it's going to bend your footage and make it look really like squeezed.
Kind of real, because it's like peripheral view on the camera.
So when you shoot it, it's going to be super squeezed, and then it uses software to de-squeeze it in post. Fun thing about the GoPros though is they do that for you in camera, so you don't have to do any de-squeezing in post. It does it right for you as soon as you record it.
It does it in pre.
It understands what lens is on it and it does all that work for you, so
awesome.
It saves you some time.
That's very nice, because nothing but having a pain of recording something, and then once you got the raw media, you can't actually do anything with it, or it's a hassle and a half to fix it. But it's really nice that it comes out proper in the camera.
Yeah, no, it's really great. And after doing a bit of testing with it and shooting around Elmhult, I really like it. I think it's a great little, I mean, it is what it is. It's an action camera. Yeah. So I wouldn't use it as, say, your main camera for something, but it gets some really nice footage. It'll give you some stuff that's like much nicer than, say, what's coming out of your iPhone off the bat, unless you're shooting like log ProRes on your iPhone, and then...
Yeah, but again, you don't stick your phone on a surfboard or anything cool like that.
Yes.
And to make it fair, we did a double rig. So we took the same shots every time with the regular lens and the anamorphic lens, and kind of just chased around to get most of the shots.
Yeah.
We didn't do it on all of them. Some of the sequences in the end, in the sunsets, for example, that you saw before.
That was just on the anamorphic.
We're just on anamorphic. And if you looked at the tunnel one up by the train, you can really see how you see the sideways view as well. So that's really the feel you get from an anamorphic lens.
Yeah, absolutely. And after testing a few of the modes, I really found that I liked the linear mode, especially with the anamorphic. So there's like wide, ultra wide, linear, and then another mode or two. What I found was that if you're shooting on wide, it works fine for the kit lens. Yeah. But when you get into that super wide format, it really distorts around the edges and kind of gives you a weird feeling of space, which maybe if that's the look you're going for, that's great. But I would say 9 times out of 10, you'd want to be shooting linear mode because it takes some of that distortion out of the edges.
I actually do linear mode with the regular lens too, because it just doesn't bow the light poles or walls or anything as such.
Yeah.
So in general, I do.
We have footage to show you.
And that's the fun thing you want to see. We tested things.
We're comparing both the wide mode and the linear mode, and we have both these cameras on the rig, like Jake was saying. So let's take a look at that footage, Jake.
All right, so it's linear versus linear and wide versus wide.
Exactly. So both cameras were set to the exact same settings for each of these 3 tests that we are showing here.
Nice. Shoot. As far as I can tell, this is the linear camera, and it looks like it is, well, linear and anamorphic. Actually.
Yes. So this is linear mode on the anamorphic lens. We've got a large kind of like openness to the space that it's capturing because of that, the squeezing of the image and then de-squeezing in post. So it's a very, very nice, like kind of wide field of view, kind of bit of a cinematic look. And then here's the same shot with the kit lens.
Yeah, there you go. Is it just that it feels wider, or is it wider?
It is actually wider. So with anamorphic lenses, there's the curvature on the sides that's basically capturing a wider field of view than a spherical lens would. And that's why it has to do that de-squeeze in post, because otherwise you're going to have a very compressed image, because it's going to basically capture beyond...
Just flatten it.
Yeah, beyond what the edges of a spherical lens will capture.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And then right here, we've got wide mode on both. This is the first, this is the anamorphic camera for this one. And as we can see, there's a lot more distortion around the edges. And I don't mind the distortion too much. We'll see it on the...
Okay, let's look at the straight line here on the grass.
Yep.
Yeah,
Look at that
smiley
bend.
face now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let's see if that does if it's as noticeable on the next shot.
Yeah.
So they didn't do that on the linear like we said earlier on the last shot.
Exactly, yeah. And the linear mode kind of takes that bend out of it. So this is the same angle and wide mode as well, but this is with the kit lens. And so obviously we still have that distortion that the wide mode brings, but it's a lot less jarring when it's not on the anamorphic, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it looked like the grass was smiling on the anamorphic one.
Yeah. And that's due to the nature of how wide we're actually shooting. And because basically when you're compressed, the unfixed anamorphic shots everything looks kind of like oval-like.
Oh, okay.
Because it's squished down this way. So the vertical resolution is the same, but the horizontal is all squished into a smaller area.
All right.
And then that's why everything looks even more wonky when we're in wide mode.
Oh, okay. So I can see a downside of using anamorphic just as looking at it. So if you shot the rest of your shots in 16:9,
Yep.
then it would have a black bar in the top and the bottom.
Exactly, yeah.
Or you have to squeeze in anyway, so...
Exactly. So oftentimes when you're shooting on set with anamorphic lenses, it's already been a predetermined aspect ratio that the film's going to be presented in.
Ah, yeah, okay.
And the problem is, if you mix spherical and anamorphic, the challenge is that you lose some of your vertical resolution because you're going to have to place black bars on 16:9 to give it the same aspect ratio as you would with an anamorphic.
Okay. So you just have to adjust and think about that beforehand then.
Precisely.
But if you shoot everything anamorphic, this looks great. Is there any other downsides of this, or should we...
There is another downside to anamorphic, and that is with most anamorphic lenses, your minimal focal distance is a lot further away from the camera. Okay. So you can't get some of those like tight macro shots the same way, just given the nature of how it processes the image.
Oh, okay. So then you actually, if what you're aiming for is macro, then get the macro lens.
Yep.
But anamorphic has to be the open view, kind of wide shots.
Exactly. Stunning. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's the last shot we have here?
Last shot we have here is wide mode on both. Okay. This is the anamorphic shot, and this really gives you a good idea of how much bending is going on in the footage. Like it kind of feels like the world is just
bending, really.
Bending around you. Yeah, I think bending was the best word for it. Especially like looking at straight objects, they just kind of curve at certain points.
Oh, the road here too. Oh my goodness.
And so if that's a look you're going for, absolutely go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, I'd say with the anamorphic lens, you probably want to keep it on linear for almost everything you shoot.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Because now, that's a nice shot though. All the way into the, what's it called? Fountain.
Yeah.
And then we had the regular one here.
Yep, this is the kit lens on wide mode as well. And yeah, it's a lot, it still has that distortion, but it's a lot less prominent and distracting.
I still like the feel of that anamorphic though.
Yeah.
It looks stunning when you use it. It's just, like you said, if you're going for the beveled look, then that's great.
Yeah.
Even if you just do the linear one, I really like the footage that comes out of it.
Yeah. And I think the anamorphic has a lot of potential for people shooting like sports videos, and they just want that kind of like wider feel to their videos. If you like mounted it on the front of a surfboard or
stunning.
Like behind you while you're skiing or something and you want to see more of the landscape, the anamorphic lens has a lot of potential that the kit lens just can't pull off.
Oh, that's great. The skiing one would be really nice because you don't want all sky and all hill anyways. You want that wide look.
Exactly.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, that's a few of our thoughts on the anamorphic versus the kit lens. What do you think, Jake?
I just was part of the out shooting in the sunset, but what comes out of it, it's really stunning. I really like how the color bend, even that you get the line, even like you said, when we're on the field, it doesn't have that blue tint to it.
Yes.
It has more of a rainbow tint.
Yeah.
But I still really like the lens line, flare line.
Yeah, and that's one other thing that anamorphic gives you is those very wide flares that kind of go across the whole screen. That's kind of become synonymous with cinematic footage, is whenever you have a direct light in your shot. it gives you that really nice flare. So
I really like it though.
it's fun.
Thank you so much for watching, guys, and don't hesitate to send a comment down below if you have any questions or comments. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our fun videos coming up.
We'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.